Hello everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share with you for GoGo Getaway. This is made to the Cybercrop challenge we had on Saturday, which is a colour theme, and I have used the Winter Wonder collection by the fabulous Simple Stories. So I had this photo of my little boy in the snow, and he was doing a snow angel, and I just had this idea in my head that it would be cool to mimic the wings by creating a triangle or a triangle based quadrant background. Does that make sense? So basically I'm cutting the paper in half. I've really gone for the lovely blue colour from the colour scheme. I love all the blues and pinks and dark blue and greens in this collection. It's just super duper lovely. So yeah, I'm really paying attention to the colour scheme, but ultimately it is based on this collection, and so by using this collection I managed to just use all the colours effortlessly. So so there we are. So I have used the paper that has brr written all over the background, and I've cut that into triangles, and the other two pieces that I'm not going to use onto my white background with all the pink, beautiful pink roses or flowers on, I'm going to use as a really tiny layer behind my blue triangles, because it's lovely to bring in those pinks and greens as well, and just a small amount of that does the job beautifully. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes getting those layered up. I'm going to distress the edges of all of my triangles. Of course I have to offset them slightly so that I can see the see both layers, but of course that means I have but then because they're offset, I have the blue paper is slightly over to the right side on the edge of the right hand triangle, right? So then I have to chop that off. So actually what happens is the pink paper meets in the middle, but the blue doesn't. So I have to cover up the middle of the layout. It can't go, oh, I've got a helper. Can you see I have a little helper on my lap at the moment. He's very interested in the photo because it's him. So anyway, so the middle points don't meet, so therefore I had to cover that up with something. So I wasn't happy with my photo being bang in the middle of the layout. I started off with that idea, but it just didn't quite look right. I wasn't happy with that. I preferred it over to the left hand side a little bit, so I had to plug that gap with some embellishments, but that's okay because I love embellishments, so that was not a problem to use. So I'm also putting out some tags that I wanted to use. I love the tags papers from Simple Stories. They're always so fabulous to use. So I just cut out a couple of those, distressed the edges, and layered those together. I've skipped forwards a little bit now. Everything is stuck down. You can see there where my triangles don't meet in the middle. So I just wanted to cover that up. So my photo does actually pretty much cover that middle point, I think, by the time I've got it on. I had lots of different levels because I put foam pads under the edges of my triangles, and then I wanted foam pads under my photo, but then my photo was on different levels, so it didn't quite look right, so I had to build up foam pads in some areas. I'm using some Bramble Fox perspectives to enhance my layout today. I've got Frosty Days, which was from the December Fox box, and I've also got Brilliant, Wonderful Winter, and Yes, which I think are all from a set called Right Now, which is available in the shop. So that's where those have all come from. Frosty Days I felt needed to go onto the white. It didn't look right against the blue. Obviously it's a blue perspective, and a blue background meant they would get a bit lost, so I wanted it on the white, but it was okay to overlap the photo slightly because that part of my photo was white, so that worked quite well. I try not to put them over too many layers because you can see through them and they can become a bit tricky to read or lost in the background, but I thought it worked okay. So you can see that I've plugged that gap over to the right of my photo with some flowers. I've attached my tags to the left of my photo, just offset slightly. I've got the word Brilliant aiming towards the photo, although that does get moved. Just above the photo I've got the Wonderful Winter kind of bulldog clip type thing above the photo. It looks like it's kind of clipping it in place, and then I'm just continuing to add some embellishments. So I love all of the little embellishments and cutesy icons from the Winter Wonder collection, so I'm just continuing to add those where I can. So I've added some little trees, I've got a little circle that says snowy days, I've got a banner at the bottom there that says oh so cold, more trees at the top there, some snowflakes at the top as well, and yeah, it's just it all comes together really very easily because this collection is lovely to use, the colour scheme is lovely, and yeah, the embellishments are cute too, so yeah, all coming together really quite easily. Okay, so I've skipped forward slightly, everything is stuck down. I've fussy cut some words from a sheet of paper over on the right hand side. Snow cold, snow happy, snow fun, snowy days, frosty, all brilliant phrases of course. So I've raised those up on foam pads. I've added in some of the lovely decorative brads, and now I'm just sprinkling over some sequins by the fabulous Spiegel Mum Scraps, and just popping those into a few areas, mainly around my embellishments, of course. So yeah, that's all coming together. I just got to get all of those stuck down, and I'm pretty much nearly done, to be honest. I need to write some journaling in place, and I need to figure out where I'm going to put that. I have a little gap between the bottom of the tag and the Frosty Days title, which I thought would be good. It would have looked okay in there, but I was worried about messing up the cascade, which goes from the top with the snowflakes down to the flowers, the title, the oh so cold, and then the little snowflake at the bottom plus sequins in between. So I was a bit worried about that, so I actually decided to follow the lines on the layout instead and write my journaling along the diagonal lines, or along one diagonal line from the bottom left up to top right. So I'm just about to do that now. I have to be careful because I've just stuck all my sequins in place, and they're still wet, so therefore they are likely to move if I put my arm on them. So right, so I've just written a little bit of journaling down the bottom and then another sentence towards the top as well. So yeah, that is that done, and now I just need to finish off with a few splatters of paint. I decided to go for silver paint instead of white, and yeah, I'm just going to splatter that. I had some trouble getting my silver to work, I haven't used it for a while, so anyway, I had to reactivate it, but anyway, there we go, all working, and I just had to add a few splatters of paint there. So there we go, that is the layout complete. I really hope that you have enjoyed seeing this layout come together and that you enjoyed taking part in the colour challenge and the other challenges that we just had at the weekend for the Cybercrop, and we do them every month, so head over to the GoGo Getaway group if you would like to play along, and we have little prizes as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for GoGo Getaway.